Hey YouTube, it's Andrew, the Bearded Giant, and I'm starting my live stream tonight. It's Thursday the 18th, and I have a few things I'm going to go over tonight. I'm going to do some shout outs, and let's see. I know some people are going to be joining us here shortly, and oh, hey, is Hope Kevin? Are you on? Let's see. Hey, I'm live in the shed too, but you can't see me. Well, I think I can see you now. Well, I hope I can. All right. No, I'm in my shed watching you, Andrew. Wait a minute. Whose shed are you in, Kevin? Mine? Because I don't see you. Unless you're hiding underneath my chair. how are you doing? How are you doing tonight? All right. Well, I suppose I should get started. And well, I'm gonna start out with some shout outs. I got some mail that I've been neglecting on opening and doing a shout out. Hey there, Gary. How's it going? Nice to see you. So I got some letters here. I think this will be the first thing I do is I'll go through these. Let's see. This one is from, hey, yeah, I got landscape. I am really happy I got that. I was stressing over whether or not I get landscape. So this is Abram from Salt Lake City. And he writes, hey Andrew, thanks for the sticker swap. The crane rail for an anvil is an amazing find, I think. So that's cool. And he sent some trivia questions. So if I get stuck tonight, I'll ask you guys some trivia questions. That's actually kind of cool. Let's see, what else did he send me here? Something about being an anthropologist. I'll take a look at that later. A picture of Jesus Christ. I can call and get a CD from the Latter-day Saints. That's nice. But he sent a sticker, Sawdust Creations, which is cool. Wait a minute, let's see. All right. So here in a bit, I'll put that on my sticker board. Oh, I need to mute this. Let's see, who else we got here? Oh, Guile, the bearded woodworker, another bearded woodworker. He's a, oh, sorry, let me go back. Sawdust Creations is Instagram, and I already have all these links in the description of this video. So if you're game, go to the description later on and check everyone out. My sticker board. My sticker board is to my right, hanging on the wall temporarily. And I'll once I get settled in, I'll move it around. So Guile, he's from Australia, and he sent me these two lovely stickers. I'll put at least one on the board, and maybe I'll start putting one on a tool or something like Richard does from the Beard X16. And Guile has a YouTube channel, and he does woodworking. Gil? Yeah, I might be saying his name wrong. Guil. He does woodworking and has a YouTube channel. Like I said, the link will be in the description. And here is from Phantom. Is it? I don't know. I don't know, Gary. So this is from Phantom Carpets. He's an Instagram guy, and he lays flooring. So this is his business sticker. So I'll hang these up. I don't believe he has a YouTube, but he has Instagram, and I'll have that saved in the description if it isn't there now. And he also sent me a thing on heaven and how I get there. It's probably a good thing to read. So a couple of religious pamphlets that were sent, and that's nice. Let's see. And then this is Hoffy's Garage. He's a woodworker as well. He has an Instagram account. Don't think he has a YouTube. And he's in Germany, and he sent me this lovely sticker, which is very nice of him. And I'll put that on the board here momentarily. And this gentleman, Matthew from Georgia, I don't know if he wants his address shown. He is a young man, teenager, maybe high school, maybe college, not sure. He lives with his parents and has a shed shop as well. And he does welding and fab work. And his YouTube channel is called MotoFab. And he rides a motorcycle, and he tinkers, makes go-karts. I think he traded somebody some parts and got a three-wheeler. He's kind of a wheeler and dealer, but really a nice kid. Really a nice kid. And I enjoy his channel. And MotoFab. Go check him out. He's sort of like me, a combo creator, motorcycle guy, and I like him. He's young. He has 100, 200, 300 subscribers. Nice kid. Let's see. He's wrote me a kind of a long note. Talking about he greatly appreciates me subscribing and all the comments I've given on his channel, and glad to see how my channel's been growing. I appreciate it. His name's Matthew, MotoFab, nice kid. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Oh, hello Jennifer, how's it going? Welcome aboard. Hi, two-seaters. And Gary, hope this works. Kilted Gardener. I almost wore my kilt tonight, but I didn't. I was kind of running a little late. So one of these nights on my live stream, I'll rock a kilt. So let's hang these stickers, and then we'll move along. So anytime you guys have a question for me in chat, feel free to write it in all caps so it stands out to me, and I can get it real quick for you. All right, so let's see what we can do here for my sticker board. Let's turn this around. There's my sticker board, and let's do a little adjustment here. Nothing like doing it live and seeing all the craziness. All right. This is Matthew's MotoFab sticker, motorcycle guy and creator. Does some welding and fab work. Please feel free to go check out his channel. Alright, I'm going to put him up here with my other motorcycle guy stickers. It's nice. And let's see. We'll do the phantom carpets here. And, he's a Instagram guy, and you can go see his Instagram. I have the link in my description. Let's see, I'll put that right up here. And Gil, the bearded woodworker, another bearded brother who's into making and building things. I'll see how I want to do this. So I guess I'll do it here. There you go. Gil is a YouTube guy. Link in the description. Check him out. And Hoffy's Garage out of Germany. He's an Instagram guy, and I'll put him over here with the other sort of circle stickers. And Sawdust Creations. Let's see where will he fit. I guess right in there. That'll work. So yeah, there we go. Got some stickers up. Need to get some of these out to send some out and return to them. Let's see, how do I turn this around now? Oh, here we go. Oh no, let's go back this way. So let's do a shed update. So since you guys were last in here, I've made some progress. This you've seen, that corner with the shelf and all that's going to move. But here's the exciting part. Over here on the north wall, it's all sheeted and all insulated. Got the wall power in there, and so here's my outlet, my light switch. I don't have the lights hooked up yet, but they run up here, and I'll run my lights in the ceiling here, and I'll have a light switch there for it. Currently, I am still running on temp power for the lights, But you can see the light wiring coming in into the panel here, and I'll get that done here soon. But it's very exciting for me because having a full wall, actually 2 full walls complete, will allow me over here. I'm going to set up, I'll put my air compressor in this corner, and I'm going to end up making my cut station over here. Yeah, Gary, I'll talk about the deal here in a minute. That's on my list. See, I have a list of topics so I can keep on track tonight. So I'll put the chop saws against this wall. So I'll put the Dewalt saw over there, and I'll put the Porter cable saw that's hiding back here over here, and then I should be able to put a storage rack up high for boards and steel, and that'll be exciting to have that up there. And this wall over here will be sort of the metalworking side of the shop. I'll have my drill press over there. My sanding station will be roughly over here. And then I have this 220. I decided to run 220. I can run, I did the calcs, I can add a 40 amp breaker in here and run 220 down here, and that will allow me to run a little bigger welder than what I have now. So currently now, as most of you know, I run this Flux Core 125, and I can do 120 volts, but here in the near future, I'm going to get a new welder that will run 220, and the welder I've picked out runs 220 at 30 amps. But since I'm going to set it up as a 40 amp breaker, it'll give me a little bit of flexibility. Let's see, does that work? All right. I got the 90. Oh, yeah, you got the 90? Yeah. So, thanks for the comment on the shop. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, was it the beginning of the year? Gary, when did I get that welder? Was it, I think you said Thanksgiving last year. I thought it was in February, maybe maybe I did get it in Thanksgiving last year. I didn't actually open it until February this year. Anyway. So yeah, I have this Chicago Electric 125 flux core, and I've been teaching myself to weld with it, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I was on my way home from Thanksgiving. Yeah, I stopped by Harbor Freight, and they're having a big sale. So anyway, it's a fine welder for a hobbyist, and it's a fine welder for a homeowner who doesn't have a 220 setup. It works fine. You're not going to do structural welding. You're not going to do super clean welding, but it will take 2 pieces of metal and glue them together. So if you're fixing a lawnmower deck or building simple brackets, it's pretty versatile. But anyway, I've decided to upgrade to the Harbor Freight Vulcan MIG Max 215, which is the 220 volt welder that runs on 30 amps. And like I said, I'm going to do a 40 amp breaker. And that comes with the two power cords. Yeah, 50 bucks on Craigslist. That's a good price. You can get them on sale at Harbor Freight for 90, 100 bucks, 110 bucks. But 50 bucks is a good deal. Keep an eye out on Craigslist. You do find good deals. So anyway, the Vulcan will allow me, like new. Yeah, I like it when you find used tools like new. I'll share one here in a minute. I found a used tool like new. Yeah, quick and dirty. It really does do a fine job. So the Vulcan will allow me to do flux core, and it'll also allow me to do gas. So at some point I'll pick up a bottle and do maybe a 25% argon or something gas, and then I could do some cleaner welds that way. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to upgrade. This welder, the Chicago Electric, is going to eventually go to Gary, the bearded woodworker, down at his shop, so he can play around with welding. Yeah. So, finding like new tools, used like new tools. I just did that. And let me share with you my new upgrade to my little shop. So let me show you this. You may have just briefly saw it. I got this Dewalt Table Saw. This has a rip capacity of out to 24 inches, which is pretty nice. I bought this at Lowe's. It was a customer return, and apparently it's fairly common that guys will buy tools, use them, and return them within 30 days to get a full refund. Sort of like how sometimes the ladies will buy a dress or an outfit, wear it to an event, and then bring it back to Nordstrom's for a full refund. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've been playing around with it. It was gently used. Obviously, it was only used for 30 days or less. But I've been using it so far on cutting the sheeting and ripping down some stuff. So normally these are $379 at Lowe's, and this one was $227. So about $152 off the normal price, which I am very pleased with. And it will be replacing this old Skill table saw I've had for decades that has sat outside and been abused, but it still works, and it's going to go to a friend of mine She's collecting tools. She's a relatively new homeowner in town. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to this way. So the idea with this table saw is I will create a little rolling cabinet that I can roll it against the wall so it's out of the way, and then roll it out to the middle of my space here. And the idea will be the height of the table will be the same height as my welding table. So the welding table will end up being the outfeed table to the table saw. So here, when I get the walls finished, I'll move the welding table in here. And one of the first things I'll need to do is lower the welding table maybe 2 or 3 inches. I think it's a little too high. It's been working fine out on my back patio, but I think ergonomically it'll be more comfortable if it drops down 2 or 3 inches. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Craigslist hunter, yeah. Gary, he's a bit of a Craigslist hunter as well. He has man, how much did you find that that Dewalt chop saw for? Gary did a video, it was like $25 Dewalt compound sliding miter saw. Is it $25 or $50? Anyway, he found it on Craigslist, took it apart, replaced some pieces in it, and got it back and running really cheap. And 20 bucks. So go check out Gary's channel, The Bearded Woodworker, and watch his video on him with his Craigslist find on the Dewalt compound sliding miter saw and what he did to repair it. It's pretty good. Yeah. So all of you in the chat here, feel free to check out each other's channels, and if the content is interesting to you, please subscribe, support each other. Most of the people are probably makers, woodworkers, homesteaders, crafty type people, all good folks. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and support what I'm doing. I have about 750 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to 1,000. That's my goal here. I'd like to do it before the year ends. Yeah. Kevin, your table saw outfeed table's at 38 inches. Yeah, that's probably a good height. I'll have to look and see, do some measurements. I am 6'5", so I like things slightly taller. Let's see. I did some shout-outs. I did a shed update. I talked about my new welder that I will buy here in the next few months. That's the Vulcan Mid-Max 215 from Harbor Freight. Talked about my recent table saw, and now I'd like to talk about a project that Gary and I at the Bearded Woodworker, he and I are going to take on for next year. We're going to build a soapbox derby car. Let's see what's going on outside. I got a cat fight. Some neighborhood cat was harassing my cat. They had to shoo it off. So anyway, Gary and I are going to build a soapbox derby car. We're gonna do an art car. Yeah, clap clap always does the work. Oh, hey, Mark, how's it going? Nice to see you stopping by. Yeah, I'm glad to see the tradesman's up and moving about. Um, his fall was, yeah, where's the spray bottle? I need a super soaker to get across the yard. I'm glad he's up and about. He fell and broke a leg. Anyway, so Gary and I are going to do this soapbox car, and I have a video up on my channel of this year's soapbox race in Portland, Oregon. And there's two categories. There's a speed category where you build your car and race it for the best time. And then there's the art car category where you build something interesting, crazy, fantastical. And so Gary and I are, not us, not sure what that means. Anyway, we're gonna build an art car, and I'm gonna weld up the frame and the steering and come up with the steering spindles so I can do like a rack and pinion steering. And I want to use a fat guy category. Yeah, will probably be the heaviest team going down the track. And I want to use a not us in the fast. No, we're not going to do the fast. We're going to do the art car. But anyway, I want to use a disc brake from like a mountain bike, or maybe a pair of disc brakes for the stop. Because to me, steering and stopping's the most important thing. Because you know, I'm a little bit of a safety guy. So I'll build the frame. And then Gary, being the artist and sort of master woodworker, he'll probably run the project on the upper portion of the car. And we've been kind of joking around, maybe do a pirate ship for the top. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So over the next 9-10 months, look for that project. You know, it'll come and go. Need a roll bar? Maybe I'll need a roll bar. We'll see. You guys should check out that soapbox video. Some of the art cars are pretty slow coming down the hill. And the speed ones, boy, they're cooking. They haul down that hill awfully fast. There's a park in Portland called Mount Tabor that they run this race down, and thousands of people come, and there's beer vendors and food vendors, and it's an all-day event with quite a turnout. It's quite a fun thing, big thing that people do. People bring their kids and family things. So yeah, that'll be fun. And I'll use the new welder on that project. So it'll have to be a really sturdy frame. Yeah, Okay, my brother, I'll see you again. Much love. Take care. Good night. Hey, good night there. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you who've come to watch tonight. It's really really great. Um, uh, let's see. Looks like at my peak we had 14 people in here tonight. That's pretty good. I think it's good. 14 people took the time out of their evening to spend it with me, or spend it with us, the rest of you. I know you guys have been chatting in the chat there. Let's see. Was it, who was it? Was it, hey Dan. Welcome to the chat. This is the second chat I've done. I did one last week, and I had some technical difficulties where I broadcast in portrait mode instead of in landscape, and I appreciate all of you sticking around while I did that. And then after the live stream was done, I accidentally deleted the video, so there's no proof that I did the chat, except for those of you who came and watched it. So trying to remember what. Oh, maybe I want to go here. Green Acre Homestead did a live chat last night, and he was turning some on his wood lathe, some trees that he hey Luke, yeah, I'm gonna try to do one every Thursday, 4:30 Pacific time, unless yeah, I'm gonna shoot for 4:30 Pacific time, and see how that works. Nice job on your van or your school bus project. Everyone in the chat, Luke has a channel. Go check him out. He is currently working on a school bus retrofit to a camper. He did a van conversion to a camper a while back. It turned out pretty neat. But this school bus, it's Luke, you have to chime in. It's not the shortest school bus, mid-size. I don't know. Anyway, check him out. He does some interesting things. Nice piece of property. Nice piece of property. Not sure how many acres he has, but he has some hills, some flat, some streams, some water, creeks that run through his property. And he's built a cabin up on a portion of his land, and he is going to do water power to power the cabin. I think it's just like a retreat cabin or a. He won't live there. It's a hangout, maybe a man cave or something. There's all reclaimed wood, pallets, and reclaimed metal roofing. So he's a proponent of the recycle reuse that a lot of us with the homesteading and makers are doing. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about something. I got sidetracked, guys. See ya, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. I was saying, I was saying that Green Acres Homestead did a live stream, and he was working on his lathe, making some ornamental small trees for a craft show. But he had in his shop some antique fire extinguishers that his father gave him, or handed down from his father. And I have a couple like them as well, and so I brought them out to the shed, and we'll do just a real quick show and tell on those. I work in fire protection. Hey, Ricky. What happened to your audio setup for your GoPro? Ricky does a moto vlog, and I saw a picture of him soaking a component in rice. So either he dropped some of his camera gear in the water, or he rode in the rain and got soaked. But he has a nice moto vlog YouTube channel. I do some moto vlogging too. Some of you guys know that from watching my channel. So go check out Ricky's channel. He rides I believe it's a Harley Davidson Sportster. Really tricked out handlebars. I like them. They're not ape hanger, but they sit a little high, a little higher than your standard cruiser, but they have this swoop down effect with a sharp angle at the top, and they look really cool. Yeah, it was raining. Yeah. Here in the Pacific Northwest, if you don't ride in the rain, you don't ride. Anyway, it's maybe a khaki green or forest green paint job. Looks really good. Hey, Brandon. Thanks for stopping by. Brandon is a buddy who's a former coworker. He's been watching my channel, well, I think from the beginning when I started earlier this year. So anyway, Ricky has a good little motovlog channel. Yeah, Data was fighting a neighborhood cat in the backyard. Had to run off the neighborhood cat. So I was mentioning something about my antique. Oh, hi Jennifer. I said hello to you earlier, and yeah, I probably did take Brandon's phone and subscribed him to my channel for him. I do that with some of my coworkers. Where I say, hey, let me see your phone. You have YouTube? Yeah, you should check out this channel. And then I subscribe them to my channel. So let's see. Oh, the joys of live streaming is you don't have. Hey, Nona, welcome. Not true biker unless you ride. Yes, you're not a biker unless you ride in the rain. That is for sure. Let's see, how much room do I need for this? Let's see if that's it. So let's see. The sticker wall of shame. Yeah, I added some stickers tonight. Shouted out some folks. Their links to their Instagram and YouTube channels are in my description. Uh, yeah, riding in the snow. I have yet to ride in real snow. I have ridden in a little dusting, but it wasn't too bad. So yeah, um, this Marvel fire extinguisher is local. Uh, the company Portland, Seattle, Spokane, Boise. So it's a Pacific Northwest extinguisher, and you fill it full of water and flip it upside down, and you can squirt the water out. And this one was a foam extinguisher out of Buffalo, New York. Um, these also were my dad's. I need to clean them up a little bit. So I got them from him, but I really dig them. I keep them in the house. I don't know if I'll have room in the shed, but if I do, maybe I'll put them on display out here. So let us go back this way. Yeah, check out each other's. I wrecked in the snow a couple of times. Can't really call it riding. Yeah, but Luke, you have that nice four-wheeler. I bet you that does pretty well in the snow. Do you get snow on your property? Yeah, check out each other's channels. You can either click on their icon in chat and go to their channel, or sometimes there's three little buttons off to the side that you can click on, and they'll take you to their channel. So Luke, you get a little bit of snow? Yeah. Do I still need some firewood? Oh, I always need firewood, Brandon. Is your buddy south of here? Your coworker, is he still you still have wood he's trying to get rid of? I still haven't split and stacked the wood I got the last time I went with you. It's in my front yard right now. I have wood for this winter. So the wood that I picked up with you a few weeks ago or some weeks ago, that I will use for the following winter or the tail end of this winter, because it was sitting on the ground for quite a while, seasoning, drying out. So that's pretty good. It'll put me in good shape for the following year, because Gary and I do a annual wood cutting trip in January, February time frame down at the coast, and this will be a nice supplement with this wood that I got. And if I get some more with you, I probably only need one truckload back from the beach. Yeah. How about you, Gary? You've been building some fires. It's been warm up here. It's been like 70 degrees. It's been a really beautiful fall. We had that little bit of, oh, you found some of it wet. Your dad found some of the wood wet. So yeah, it'll be fine then for the winter a year from now. It'll be well seasoned by then. Oh, my uncle used to keep pennies in those old fire extinguishers. Oh yeah. I have a big jar next to my TV in my living room. I dump my change in. Move my pepper plant and pineapple plant inside. Yeah. Hey, I was watching that gentleman DIY solar something. He is setting up kind of a nice grow room in, I think, a spare bedroom in his house, and he has four pineapple plants going or started. I'm not sure how it works. Maybe you can share with us how that works. But he takes the top of the pineapple and soaks it in water, gets the roots going, and then plants it. Anyway, it looked interesting. Yeah, Brandon was saying it's getting cold. Don't forget your drum drips. That's a work-related thing. We have fire suppression systems that are, we call them dry systems. So they're full of compressed air instead of water. So in the event of a fire, the heat will break the little bulb and the compressed air will escape, and that escaping air releases a mechanism that allows the water to follow, and then water will come out the sprinkler head and help suppress the fire. And the reason why you have compressed air is in some circumstances you want fire suppression where it's not climate controlled, like outside or underneath an overhang of a building outside. You want fire protection there, but you don't want pipes full of water because they'll freeze and break. So a drum drip is a small device that allows you to drain off the condensate from the compressed air. And if you don't drain that condensate before the winter comes, you can have a small frozen pipe and it cracks, and then the compressed air escapes, and then the water follows, and now you have flowing water in freezing temperature, which is not a good thing to have. So anyway, maybe someday I'll chat, or I'll just chat from time to time about fire suppression, because I know you guys find it so interesting. Well, at least one of you does. Brandon does. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard, but anyway. I prefer physical security reviews of data centers as part of my job. They have a lot of dual pre-action dry pipe systems. Oh yeah, they do. Obviously in a data center, it's real sensitive, and you don't necessarily want potential leaks from the fire sprinkler system to drip onto those servers, because it can be very disruptive. And a pre-action system is a system where you have sensors. UVIRs is the most common, and sometimes smoke detectors. A UVIR is an ultraviolet infrared. It's a sensor. Vesda, not a Vespa, that's a little scooter. Vesda, which is a very early smoke detection apparatus or appliance. And that takes, damn autocorrect, it takes continuous samples of the air looking for smoke particulates. And on most modern Vesdas, blah, 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 now you're just showing up. Most modern Vesdas have a 3-level sensor to them, like a low, a medium, and a high. And so you can set alarms to come in at different sensing points. And let's say at the low level, where you just get a small amount of smoke particulates, you program it so it's not enough to set the sprinkler system off, but it is enough to send a signal to your monitoring company or monitoring station so they can notify the fire department or the yeah. So what Dan is saying is there's sticky pads that you walk across when you walk into a room, so it picks up the dust and particulates off your shoes so you don't track them into the data center. Funny story about that. There was an apprentice in the trades who thought he was doing a good job and being thorough by sweeping up his work area after working, but he was so aggressive in his sweeping, he kicked up the dust and stirred it around enough that it set a Vesda off, and it caused more grief than caused a lot of problems for him. But anyway, I'll just go blah blah blah. So enough shop talk. I'll bore you guys with it some more. Oh yeah, ion smoke detectors are the same way. Yeah, when you test those, when I've done in the past, I just used canned compressed air to blow out the smoke detector after you've done your testing, so it resets or clears it. Oh. Are you taking off? You taking off, Kevin? Or was that someone else coming in and leaving? Oh yeah. Yeah, I really don't know anything about growing pineapples. Yeah, maybe you guys could do a video on that. And what does it take to make them bear fruit? And how do you know when it's ripe? How do you know when to pick it? Because sometimes when you buy them in the store, they're not. Hey, Greenacre, I was talking about you earlier and your spindle work. I did a little show and tell. Here's later maybe you can go back and see. Here's one of the old extinguishers I have. This one was from a company here in Portland, Seattle, Boise, Spokane, Pacific Northwest area. And here's one of the other extinguishers. Hey, fruit, I'll have you know, can be put on pizza. I do enjoy the ham and pineapple pizza. And I know some of these folks raise some pork. So maybe we can get a little swine and pine action with hey, maybe we should do a collaboration video. I'll make some fresh dough, and I got a pizza stone, and someone could share a little bit of their pineapple and a little bit of their pork, and we can do a Hawaiian pizza video. Yeah. Oh, let's see, what are you guys chatting about in there? I know I'm rambling, and you guys are actually having conversations about stuff. Hey, see you later, Dan. Thanks for coming by, and yeah, come back next week. I have this scheduled to do every Thursday at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, and I'll probably shoot for an hour, hour and a half, maybe, kind of in there. Oh, we're right at about an hour now. Yeah, I've been rambling on, haven't I? What do we got going on here? Ethanol gas, get some of the fruit. Yeah, Tony's another person Brandon and I have worked with. He has a food cart, and let's see. Ooh, a brick fire pizza oven. Now that's a good idea, Gary. That's something I can get behind. Uh, we could do a wood-fired pizza oven. Smoked PDX. It looks like is Tony's cart here in town. Food cart. Food carts are kind of a big deal here. I'm not sure if they're a phenomena. I imagine they're a phenomena elsewhere in the country, but the Portland metro area has really embraced the food cart movement. I used to go to one called Starchy and Husk, where they did potato and corn dishes. But I really like the name, Starchy and Husk. Those of you who are older know what I'm talking about with that naming thing. Oh, that's right. Oh, Kevin, you had your neighbor's hogs come and visit you again? Yeah. Good luck in rounding those up. Food trucks. Yeah. Yeah, we have food trucks too. Let's see, what else you guys talking about? Yeah. In case any of you are wondering where you can get your own bearded giant t-shirt or sweatshirt, there's a link in most of my videos of my little online store where you can buy these. More data. Yeah, Data's not in here. She's out somewhere. She's out roaming around. She visited us last week. I think as the weather turns and gets a little colder, Starchy and Husk. Yeah, that's a play off of Starsky and Hutch. It was a buddy cop show, 70s, 80s, something like that. They had a muscle car that they ran around in. It was sort of like Dukes of Hazzard-ish, where they would race around in their muscle car. So, yeah. But I know, put a bird on it. Yeah. Oh. Hey, I auditioned for a Portlandia episode. I auditioned for an appliance repairman in one of the feminist bookstore skits. And the idea was I was to repair an air conditioning unit and be all masculine and tradesman-like, with the feminists giving me grief about doing the work, but I didn't get the part. But that kind of stemmed from years ago. I did a Oregon lottery commercial, and that 30-second commercial is on my hey, you're not supposed to talk about it. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Oh, something got retracted. Boy, I don't know what you guys are doing. Yeah, so if you go to the very first video I put up like 10, 15 years ago, whenever it was, that's the 30-second Oregon lottery commercial I was in. I play a lumberjack. Let's see, here comes the audition police. Yeah. So Gary, the bearded woodworker, he was auditioning for a Oregon Lottery commercial, a different one, and he asked me to come down and audition with him. They needed two hooligans or two ruffians to fight, and so we went down to the sound stage, and we auditioned, and we pretended to fight each other in front of the casting directors, and it was Gary's idea. He's the one who invited me down. But neither one of us got the part for that commercial, but one of the casting guys kept my information and invited me back to audition for another commercial. And that audition, I had to arm wrestle old ladies. And I don't know, there's 3, 4, 5 old ladies that came in. I had to audition against them, and I got the part. I did that commercial. So go check it out when you have time. It's only 30 seconds. It's kind of fun. I was a better actor. I don't know. I don't know who's. I think Gary's a better performer than I am, for sure. He has the chops. He's a natural actor and musician. In fact, Gary just put up a video of making a trident as a prop to use in practice. He's in a play where he plays King Trident or King Neptune or somebody, and he needed this prop. So, yeah, he does all that stuff. So go check out Gary's video of him making that that trident. It's pretty cool looking. Oh, there you go. Hey, nice job there, putting up Gary's video. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, some of you know, Gary and I are brother-in-laws. He married my sister. Oh, hey, Ricky, welcome back. And it's okay, you know, go off and support everyone. I'm just happy that so many people have come to participate tonight. Let's see. Oh, look at that. At our peak, 16 people were in the room. That's pretty good. How's the video and audio quality? Yeah. 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 Support Ricky and his motovlog. Motovlogging's fun. At least for those of us who ride, we ride and chat and talk about. There's a little bit of an echo from the shed. Yeah. I need to figure out a mic setup for using my phone for this live stream. I'm sure I can come up with something, either a directional mic or a lapel mic maybe, and that will help with this this echo business. Yeah. Ricky's a good guy. He good sensibility about him. Really pleasant guy to chat with. I think most motorcycle guys are anyway. Let's see. Shotgun mic. Oh, I do have a mic, but it's a USB mic. So maybe I'd have to do some USB to special Apple. Apple doesn't have mic. Apple doesn't put mic jacks on their. Apple doesn't put mic jacks on their phones anymore. So you do a Bluetooth thing, or you have this adapter. But yeah, I'll go check out that. I'll check out that Amazon link, Moto. Ricky. After I'll check out that link after this live stream is done. I just converted to Apple recently. Hey, working brothers, welcome. Recently I got this iPhone 8 Plus, and I got it because the other cameras on the other side has a 2-time mechanical zoom lens that I wanted. So when I do my welding, I can do the mechanical zoom and keep the camera far enough away so I can get some decent close-up of the welding. I was using my GoPro for that, and I burned the lens cover a few times and had to replace the lens cover. So I still use my GoPro. I use it for sure on the motorcycle. And hey, good night, Brandon. Thanks for coming by, and good luck mowing. So yeah, I still have the GoPro, yeah, I still have the GoPro, and I use it. I'm embracing this iPhone business, and trying to figure out how this works. Let's see. So, working brothers, yeah, check out some of the other folks in the chat, and you can click on their icon and see their channel. And if they have content that's interesting to you, please feel free to subscribe. We're a tight community and want to help each other out. So, yeah. Let's see. I covered everything on my list. I did my shout outs, I did my shed update, talked about the new welder I'm going to get, talked about the Soapbox Derby car and race that Gary and I are going to build and participate in next year. Talked about my new table saw, shared a couple of antique fire extinguishers with you guys. I even talked a little bit about my next project video. What is my next project video? Well, in the last live stream, I talked about wanting to build some metal brackets for the side of the shed so I could hang my ladders and plank up. So probably my next project videos are all going to be shed workshop related. Rolling cart for the table saw, brackets for the ladders. I also want to build brackets and a shelf for the other side of the shed so I can store sheet goods out of the rain, plywood. Not sure I'll store it inside, so that's why I'll do it outside under the overhang. I have seen you do videos with the bearded woodworker, but I've never got around to checking out his channel. Everyone else is new to me. I missed that welder you're buying. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna, right now I have the Chicago Electric Flux Core 125. It's a 120 volt or 110 volt flux core welder, and I am going to upgrade to a Vulcan MIG Max 215. No, I'm not gonna get a stick welder. I'm gonna stick with a MIG flux core. So the MIG Max allows me to do gas and flux core with the 220 volt. It's a 30 amp system, so I can definitely do thicker steel. And if I get a spool gun, I could do aluminum as well. But it allowed me to do thicker steel with deeper penetration. And when I eventually buy a bottle and get the argon mixed gas, I'll be able to do some true MIG welding and have some cleaner welds. So that's what I'm gonna do. The stick with Harbor Freight. I was looking at the Lincoln 180, and they have great reviews. A lot of people talk highly of them, but I think I get a little bit more welder for the money with the Harbor Freight. And it comes with a right out of the box, a 1 year return. And then you can upgrade and get the 2 or 3 year warranty, return warranty. But just out of the box, it has a 1 year return, which I think is amazing. So if it doesn't work, I just bring it back, get my money back. Those Vulcan welders are actually not too shabby compared to what we use in the industry in the terms of usability. Yeah, it seemed pretty user friendly. And since I'm a beginner, I'm gonna stick with that. Hey, good night, Luke. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have I seen those Forney Easy Weld multi-process machines? No, I haven't. I'll Google it later and see what it is. And Jennifer, am I planning on going to the chili cook-off? That's a maybe, because the chili cook-off is on Thursday nights, and I am starting to do my live stream on Thursday nights. So maybe on the cook-off night, I think it's the 3rd Thursday this month, I might have to do if I do the cook-off, I'll do a short live stream, but we'll see. Yeah. Oh, something's beeping somewhere. Hey Dan, thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I haven't seen Dan in some other live streams, and he participates on our content creator website. The shed build's going, it's going well. Yeah, I'm not a real welder either. I'm truly a novice hobbyist. I'm teaching myself. Oh, Saturday. Oh, that's a different chili cook-off, Jennifer. Yes. There's a chili cook-off here in North Plains as well on a Thursday. I thought that's what you were talking about. Yes, I will probably make it to the cook-off you're talking about. I may not make the local one. Looks like you got some stickers. Oh, you just made a new sticker, Ricky. Cool. For those who come in after I did my shed update, I could do a real quick review of what I've done so far. All right. So, I've run some wire here for a 15 amp circuit up and over, and I have it wired up here. This will be for the lights, and I have my light switch here. Obviously the power is not set up, and I'm still running lights off a kind of a temp thing on the wall. But I have the northern wall fully, this is too smooth a video. I have the northern wall fully sheeted and insulated, and the wiring ran, and the eastern wall fully sheeted, and the southern wall half sheeted. And this will probably be the last area I sheet because of the electrical panel. And I've just started on the western wall sheeting around the door. So I suspect this next weekend I will be done with sheeting, and I'll start moving more tools in. Oh yeah, Chicago Electric World. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Working Brothers. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing the foam insulation, and in the walls I have R10, so that's a 2-inch foam, and then I do the spray foam around it. And the ceiling I'm doing 2 layers of 1.5 inches. So that's an R15. And it'll be pretty well sealed up. So I think it'll be pretty warm in here. I am going back and forth on how to heat in here. I wanted to do a little wood stove, but my space isn't very big. It's only 10 feet by 14 feet, and I think every square inch is going to be valuable to me. But I might end up, when it gets cold, just using a little oil-based radiator heater like that, set on low, just to keep the chill off out here. Being a fat boy, round boy, big boy, doesn't take much for me to overheat. How cold does it get here in the winter? We get a couple of weeks of a freezing temperature. We get more than a couple of weeks of freezing temperature. Those of you who wanted, oh crap, I can't get it out. Those of you who wanted to see Data, there's Data. Hi Data, how are you? Want to be a movie star? We get a few weeks of freezing temperature here, and we get about a week of snow. But it in the winter consistently gets down in the 40s. Right now it's highs of 70 in the day, but it's getting down to 40 at night. So it gets pretty chilly at night. And come December and January and February, we'll have nights, overnights in the freezing. So, but nothing like what you guys in the Midwest or mountains see. Nothing like that. It's pretty mild here in relative terms. Yeah, so Eastern Oregon gets pretty cold. It's a higher elevation, and yeah. Let's see. So Data likes to sit in these chairs. Yeah, thanks for coming by, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't see why I couldn't go shooting this weekend. Um, Take some 22s or something up in the woods and shoot some milk jugs and cans and whatnot. That sounds like fun. Um, Good night, Jennifer. Winter from November to May. Yeah, Virginia. I'm not sure what your weather's like. I just know in Virginia it gets awfully humid in the summertime. As a youth, I did a vacation out in Virginia, and my pocket knife rusted up back in the 70s. Turn that skim into whole milk. That's funny. Yeah, yeah. Brandon likes to fill up milk jugs with water and shoot them. I think one of the times I went up with some food coloring, put some food coloring in the water. It was a little underwhelming. I was kind of hoping for something spectacular, but it wasn't. It's just yeah, lame. But what I haven't tried is tannerite. Have any of you guys tried tannerite? I know the farm store here sells it. Maybe I'll pick up a little thing of tannerite and tape that, video that. I don't know if YouTube will let me post that. They're pretty strict on that sort of thing, explosives and things. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll pick up a little jug of tannerite and wonder how small you can do it. I wonder if you could do. I wonder if you could do like medicine capsule, medicine. Man, I would love to have a cannon. I'd do a small cannon though, with some black powder. Tannerite for your bachelor party. Yeah, I bet that was exciting. Well, sheriff came by to visit you. Yeah. Did you end up leaving a little crater in the ground? Um, Call it fireworks. Yeah, yeah. So what I was saying is maybe I could mix up some small containers of tannerite and try different calibers and see what happens, like a 22 versus a 380 versus a 9mm versus a 45 versus 357, whatnot. Yeah, play around with that. Yeah, let's see. Another thing I want to make is a trebuchet. I want to make a trebuchet. I call it a tabletop, but I want a trebuchet that can launch water balloons. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, 22 won't? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know a lot of guys use rifle rounds with tannerite. I don't know what pistol rounds will work. Probably 9mm. It's fairly hot. Yeah. Yeah. A cannon would be fun. Years ago, I made a potato gun. Compressed air. But I found I like shooting painter's putty in the potato gun because you got a good seal and it made a nice splat when it hit the wall. Maybe one of these days I'll make another little compressed air potato gun. They're pretty easy to do. I used a garden sprinkler actuator as the trigger to release the air. I see some guys use ball valves, some guys use the sprinkler valve. Um, like Big Head did in Silicon Valley. Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll have to YouTube, see if there's probably that little clip on YouTube. Yeah. Well, yeah. We're getting some good discussions here. Oops, going the wrong way. Let's see. Ooh, we peaked at 17. 17 people. That's awesome. Yeah, hairspray. Yeah, you'd have to, I'm not sure what kind of pipe you'd use for hairspray. You'd want it pretty sturdy. Yeah, season 3 of yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, yeah. I've only played with Schedule 40 PVC. Yeah, probably. Large diameter PVC. What do you guys do? Launch tennis balls or something in it? Man, could you imagine launching a golf ball? That would be pretty devastating. You could probably shoot it pretty far too. Spuds. Oh, potatoes, yeah. Like I said, I found I enjoy putting I found that putting painter's putty was good. Tater gun runs on propane. Ooh. Do you use like a spark creator, like from a grill? Like when you press the button, it sparks, and does that set off the propane? 'Cause that'd be pretty interesting to do. There's a lot of interesting things you could do with potato guns. Yeah, that might be a winter project to do in the work shed. Make a potato gun, and a trebuchet, and a cannon. Maybe next year. Well, gentlemen and ladies, whoever's left, we have been at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I am feeling like maybe we should wrap it up here shortly, unless you guys want to keep chatting. I'll keep chatting for sure, if you guys are. Maybe one of these days we all can make a potato gun and do a little 30-second video or a minute video and see what's done. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Oh, go ahead. Question. Go ahead and ask a question, and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, we've been running. Goats calling, dropped in. Hey, I appreciate everyone who's stopped by. I really do. So the overhang on my shed. The story is I was trying to be creative and get around some building code. So I built the first floor, under the square footage requirement for a building permit. And then I built a barn-shaped roof, but I made it 7 feet in the center and was calling it a loft. And I had access to a 4x4 hole, 4 foot by 4 foot hole here. and while I was building it, the county came by and issued a stop order because I was violating building code by, yeah, like a mushroom, violating building code because it was too tall. And so what I did is I extended the outer sides uh, um, much wider than the base of the shed. So the square footage of the floor upstairs was greater than the square footage of the floor downstairs with this. My idea at the time was to have the bottom portion workspace area and the upper loft man cave type area, but they stopped me, and I got disenchanted, discouraged. Anyway, I stopped me. I stopped working on the project, and I let it sit. I let it sit for 5 years or so. And a few months ago, Gary came up from the coast and helped me tear off, shut down by the man, yeah. Gary, Gary came up here from the coast and helped me tear off the roof. And do you hear that? That's the sound of my cat, not happy. Gary helped me tear off the second story, and I left the floor the way it was, which is the ceiling for here, and then I just built a slanted roof. So it's kind of just a little bit of wasted space up there. But yeah, the ceiling joists are overkill because it used to be a floor. Shut down by the man. Yeah. So again, thank you everyone so much for coming. And I'm going to do this again next week on Thursday, 4:30 Pacific time. And please come back and join me if you have the time. Chat amongst yourselves and listen to me ramble. I should have a significant amount more done in the shed, and possibly some tools moved in, more tools moved in, and it looked more like a workspace rather than a construction site. So yeah, thank you. Thank you again, everyone, for coming, and I wish you all a good night, and I'll talk with you next week. Yeah, I got a cat who's snooping around behind me. Yeah. Thanks, guys, everyone. Good night. I'm signing out, and see y'all next week. Peace out.